I am the shadow teacher. And a book that I came across on my quest for sovereignty of mind, body, and spirit is this book by Frank Zane. And it's the Zane way to a beautiful body through weight training for men and women. So it doesn't have a cover, but that's what it is. And though I am not a bodybuilder, and I don't exactly train like a bodybuilder. I have some components. My style of training, my strength training, is a bit of a hybrid between powerlifting and bodybuilding. That's kind of what I fall back on. Sort of like the old school strength athletes train. And though I do not have their physique and power, this approach has kept me relatively healthy and strong. And I go and I train, I work out at a commercial gym. And when Frank Zane wrote this book, he wrote this in the 1980s. And again, a little bit, I failed to mention, Frank Zane is one of three people who defeated Arnold Schwarzenegger in bodybuilding. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, we can thank again for bringing fitness to the mainstream with pumping iron and just his larger than life presence and charisma. So this book was written in the 1980s. Now, when Frank Zane was competing, bodybuilding was more of a subculture. And even though he is a legend in the world of bodybuilding, he also worked a day job. He worked as a school teacher and again had the immense discipline to hone his body to the level of perfection that he did. He's considered the king of aesthetics by many. And so this book again was for people, your average person who wanted to learn about bodybuilding and learn about strength training and start to apply a program to better themselves. And so many jewels of wisdom in here that I find. But his overall approach in this book, Frank Zane again was someone who meditated, was very much into the Zen world. He used a mantra and said that mantra day in, day out that propelled him to victory. So the mind game is every bit as important as the body. And he talks about this in this book. He says, when you go to the gym, you need a little bit of a transition from what you're doing outside in the world to lifting weights. It's when you start to pick up that weight, when you start to engage, you want to be fully present so you can devote all mental faculties to your body, to being in your body, to being able to feel your body from the inside out. And so he had this method again of having people come in and just do some light cardio and stretching as a means not just for limbering up physically, but also transitioning their mind from the chaos of the outside world to being able to fully concentrate. Now, commercial gyms, again, they are full of distractions. There's TVs all over the place. They all have kind of this pop music playing, which I'm not a fan of any of that. But a new interesting phenom I notice in the commercial gym is I'll see people, and this is more something I'm making this video because it was just something I found really fucking annoying because this happened to me the other day. I was going to get on a pec deck machine and work on some flies, a very popular machine. Somebody beat me to it. There's this sort of energy that goes on in the gym where multiple focal points are concentrating on one machine, and you don't really want to, like, I don't really like to work in with people. I just like to kind of be in my zone and go on, though I will let people work in if they need to. But someone beat me to it, and what did they do? Did they go and set the weight and start performing a set? No. First thing they did, they go, They sit down, pick up their phone, and they start texting. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you gonna are you here to train? Or are you here to play on your social media or do whatever, talk to friends? It's like the exact opposite of this approach in Frank Zane's book of being fully present. And I see this all the time. I'll go to the gym, I look around, I see so many people just sitting on their asses on their fucking phones, texting. And or people, I'll walk past, will be someone in the mid set, and they're talking out loud, and they're fucking talking to someone on their phone while they're lifting weights. Now, I'm sure they think they're being efficient with their time, that they are doing business or catching up with somebody while they're working out. But to me, the whole, it just defeats the purpose. It's like, why are you at the gym if you're going to talk on the fucking phone or text? Are you there to train, or are you there to waste time and bullshit with people? And just, again, the addiction to distraction that people have, and even a practice like strength training, which is a practice that done correctly can produce some freedom, can produce some space. I mean, I look at that as sacred time. I never have my fucking phone out when I'm at the gym because I don't want to be on it. I'm there to get in my body, and I use that. If anything, I get just like sleep, working out at the gym when I'm physically moving. It's a time where problems that I've been stuck on sometimes start to move through. And occasionally, if I do anything, I might sit down, I have a notepad, and I'll pull out the pad and I'll write an idea that comes to me when I'm moving. But I never go and I get distracted on the fucking phone. But yet, that is the common theme. And I see people who have great physiques, people who are far more jacked than I am. That's how they work out. They'll lift some heavy weights and they'll sit on their ass and start texting. And I guess it works for them. But to me, I think that creates more of the problem of the weak-minded, distracted individual. And it's something that it just got in my path the other day, and I felt like making a video. This video is more of a rant, maybe even me venting a little bit. But that being said, I do find the practice, again, that Frank Zane talks about, when you are in your body, when you truly are connecting and have a good, solid practice of being embodied, and a practice that results in getting stronger and more connected, then that is a key element to one's sovereignty, one's freedom. And that's what I'm all about. So I'm going to end this transmission. I'll see you on the other side, my friends. Be well.